Two Graves Season 1 Episode 3 delivers the most stunning revelations yet in this gripping Spanish thriller, completely upending everything we thought we knew about the disappearance of Marta and Verónica. After 2 episodes building tension around Isabel's desperate quest to find her granddaughter's killer, the series takes a dramatic turn that reframes the entire narrative. This episode answers the central mystery while raising new questions about family loyalty, the price of secrets, and whether revenge ever brings peace. The episode opens with a flashback to the fateful night when Marta and Verónica disappeared. We see them getting into Jonas's car, with Verónica wearing the green earrings her grandmother Isabel gave her, though she comments they're pretty ugly. When Jonas suggests going to a fair, the girls insist on being dropped off elsewhere. We follow them to a party where they're greeted warmly, given drinks, and encouraged to be super friendly with everyone. The flashback continues, showing Marta becoming increasingly uncomfortable while Verónica texts Beltran. They spot Carlos Jan, the TV host, who will later become central to the investigation. The scene ends with Marta appearing disoriented and sick, suggesting she may have been drugged or assaulted. In the present day, we find Antonio at the library when his father approaches him, distraught and confessing, "I did something terrible." We then witness a shocking flashback. A young woman, who we now realize is Verónica, stands over Marta's body near the water. Through further flashbacks, we discover the truth. Verónica never died. On the night of the party, Marta wanted to report that she had been raped, potentially by Carlos Jan, but Verónica tried to discourage her, arguing no one would believe them since they were paid to attend the party. During their heated argument, Marta became erratic with a broken bottle, and in the struggle, Verónica accidentally pushed her, causing her to hit her head on a rock and die. This revelation changes everything. Antonio, fearing Rafael Salazar's reputation as a murderer, helped his daughter escape to Morocco to stay with his friend Farhad. "I'm not losing you, sweetheart," he tells her in the flashback, as he helps her dispose of evidence and arranges her escape. The accidental death of Marta and Verónica's subsequent flight explain why only Marta's body was ever found. There was no serial killer targeting young women, just a tragic accident followed by a desperate cover-up. When Isabel confronts Antonio with what she knows, their exchange is emotionally charged. 2 years, Antonio, she says. For 2 years, I haven't slept. Haven't lived. For 2 years, I've obsessed over what they might have done to Verónica. Antonio defends his actions, saying he couldn't tell anyone as it was the only way to keep her safe. But Isabel sees it differently. You've turned her into a fugitive for life. That's keeping her safe. Their confrontation escalates into a bitter argument about family history, with Antonio accusing Isabel of abandonment. "When have you ever been part of my life?" "Never. You're just a selfish woman who, when she got old, decided it'd be fun to play grandma for a while." This painful exchange reveals the deep fractures in their relationship that existed long before Verónica's disappearance. Meanwhile, Isabel has been tracking down Jamila Abdallah, the third girl who was at the party that night and witnessed what happened between Verónica and Marta. She finds Jamila working at a dive shop in Almeria. When Isabel approaches her, Jamila is initially defensive but eventually recognizes that Isabel knows about the events of that night. Through Jamila, Isabel is able to reconnect with Verónica, who has been hiding all this time. The reunion between grandmother and granddaughter is emotional but complicated. Verónica admits to her feelings of guilt over Marta's death. At first I had nightmares. I kept dreaming about Marta over and over again. I guess I deserve all of this. It's not fair that I get to be happy. She also confronts her grandmother about their relationship, calling Isabel a bit of a loner and selfish, though adding, "I don't blame you. We're all just who we are." The conversation reveals the complexity of their relationship and how Verónica felt burdened by having to fill her mother's shoes for her father and sister after her mother died. Parallel to this family drama, Rafael Salazar is briefly detained by police for the disappearance of Carlos Jan. Sergeant Zara reveals to Antonio that the blood found in Isabel's house belonged to Beltran, suggesting his mother is involved in serious crimes and possibly working with Rafael. "I'm saying your mother may be tied to 2 homicides, Zara warns. "Beltran's and Carlos Jan's. We need to stop her, Antonio." As the danger increases, Isabel decides they must flee again. She arranges for Jamila to go to a hostel and for Verónica to return to Morocco. "Staying in one place too long isn't safe," she warns. "Salazar might find you." Despite Verónica's reluctance to run again, Isabel insists they must separate for safety. Right now, being together is too dangerous. In the episode's climactic scene, Isabel picks up Rafael in her car and makes a stunning confession: Verónica's alive. She explains that Marta's death was an accident during a fight between the girls, not a murder by some predator. "It was just bad luck, Rafael. She hit her head on a rock and died." It was an accident, but Rafael refuses to accept this explanation, insisting, "What happened is my girl was raped and thrown into the sea. It was no accident." The tension escalates as Rafael demands to know where Verónica is, shouting, "Tell me where they are." Despite Isabel's pleas, not them. Rafael becomes increasingly aggressive. The scene cuts away, leaving the exact outcome ambiguous, but strongly suggesting that Rafael has killed Isabel as the screen fades to black, and we see the quote, "Before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves." This poignant ending underscores the theme of the series, that revenge destroys both the target and the seeker. Isabel, who began the series seeking vengeance for her supposedly murdered granddaughter, ends it possibly sacrificing herself to protect that same granddaughter from someone else's vengeance. The title, 2 Graves, takes on new meaning in this context. It's not just about the 2 missing girls anymore, but about the cycle of revenge that claims multiple victims. The episode leaves viewers with several questions. Will Verónica ever find peace, or is she destined to remain a fugitive? What will happen to Jamila, who also knows the truth? Will Antonio step up to protect both his daughter and the truth? And most immediately, what exactly happened between Isabel and Rafael in that car? 2 Graves Season 1 Episode 3 masterfully subverts the expectations set up in the first 2 episodes. What appeared to be a story about a grandmother seeking justice for her murdered granddaughter becomes a complex tale about family secrets, the burden of guilt, and the high price of protection. Isabel's journey transforms from a quest for revenge to a final act of sacrifice, protecting her family from the consequences of their actions and choices. In the end, the most dangerous threats came not from faceless predators at exclusive parties, but from the ripple effects of one tragic accident and the desperate attempts to cover it up.